Hey, Daily Dosers, this is Pastor Larry here, and we are spending this week on trying to figure out what it means to express love as we serve our city. You know, I think the most important passage that always comes to mind when I'm trying to figure out what does it mean to love people is Jesus' teaching that we are to love our neighbor as ourselves. And as I think through, what does it mean to show God's love, no strings attached this week? Well, it's simply to go through life asking, what would I love for somebody else to do to me? What would be that unexpected act of grace or that unexpected act of kindness? How do I want people to respond when I make a mistake? How do I want people to respond when I do something that is hurtful for them? How do I want people to respond no matter what it is that I have done, good, bad, or ugly? And if I will simply ask that question, I want to tell you it becomes pretty easy for me to figure out how to love my neighbor as myself. You know, the pattern that I have in my flesh is always to respond in a way that protects me more than to respond in a way that loves you. Oh, I'm more than happy to love you when there's no cost to me, when I get something back in return. But whenever that exchange is an uneven exchange, that's the point where I go, I'm not so sure that works in this situation. But the whole concept of love is putting the needs and interests of others as if they're more important than our own. And frankly, that kind of love flows out of something the Bible calls humility. Humility is not a low view of myself. Humility is simply treating others as if they're more important than I am. And clearly, some people are more important than I am. And clearly, there's some people who aren't more important than I am. But as I've mentioned to some of you before, I can get my mind wrapped around that when I simply think of this. How do I treat a guest of honor at a special event? It's a birthday party, it's a wedding, it's an anniversary, whatever it would be. It's a going away party, it's a welcoming party. Anytime there's a guest of honor, I have this sense of putting their needs and interests first. I have this sense of giving them a little bit of extra grace. I have this sense of what can I do to help? I have this sense of why don't you take the big piece and I'll take the little piece? Everything changes when I think of you as a guest of honor. And it doesn't mean I think lowly of myself. It just means I'm thinking highly of you, and I'm treating you in light of that. So if you're wondering this week, what does love look like? I want to tell you, for every one of us, we're going to have somebody in the cubicle next door. We're going to have somebody at work. We're going to have somebody in the neighborhood. We're going to have somebody at a mom's day out there at school. There's going to be all of these opportunities where we can step back and ask this question. How would I want to be treated? What would be a thing of great delight and unexpected joy and undeserved kindness if I were to receive it? How about this? Try giving it this week. And it might be a good idea to do it more than that.